Okay. Today is December 6th, 2016. It is not only my father's birthday. Oh, I hate doing this. It's also Randy Rhoads' birthday. Here we have the Concorde. That'll play a little today. I don't want to hear any things. Back there's the one my preferable, and it is exactly what I say. It's a Les Paul Custom, Randy Rhoads, and it's beautiful. It plays so great. The other one's a thing I'm working on. Actually, I played it yesterday. So I figured I'll play very little, because that way, not that many bad comments. Actually, I don't get bad comments at all anymore. Really. Surprising. So here's my book. I dug up my Randy Rhoads album. So here we go. Let's look at this. Unbelievably, I could find a polka dot photo album, but as you see, so when you see this high school yearbook picture, that is completely incorrect and false. Right there is the real picture. Now see, look at that. That's in there. That's actually a picture. It's a piece of paper. This was in this file at Burbank High, the continuation. And my first wife, Marjorie Browning, she wants to take credit for this now, so I'm giving it to her. She was at continuation school, which is what Randy did to get his GED and graduate early so he could teach guitar. So she was at the same continuation, and she was doing file work, and they were getting rid of old files, and unbelievably they ran into his, and she asked if she could take it, and they said, no, we can't let you. But the lady said, whatever, just don't let us see. So because it's not legal, obviously. And she took the file, but she cut the picture out, and there it is. I don't know where the file is, to tell you the truth. Okay, so that is that. That is the picture. That is the real picture. It's just, I don't want to take it out. Oh, there's the picture of his mom. And I don't know what it says, but there's stuff written all over here through the years, things. But when I went to the Hard Rock, they handed me, in Philadelphia. So there you go. Apparently that's where the black one is. The black Jackson. So that is the card he gave me when I was 12, 13. Can't remember, but there it is. The real card, a real one, not a reproduction. You can see stains on it. I didn't ever think he would be this. And you look down, you can see that's the whole card. It's just slipping down. But that's an actual real card that he gave to me out of his pocket, standing in his door. And I'm asking him, my friend Brent here says that you're a good guitar teacher. I take lessons at Larry Larson's, and he won't teach me Judas Priest. Will you? Sure. And he did. First song he taught me was Genocide by Judas Priest. So there you go. There's the card. The real one. See, I guess this is holding it in. It's taped in there. Don't know why I have that. I'm sure I didn't take it. I don't know why it's... No. So here we go. So this is just, like a memory album. Pictures I have. Some of them I don't want anybody to reproduce, because I've been given. These are old ones that I was given very early. That when everybody has, I had that one, and when he was actually on tour. So this is before anything happened. There's one that's signed by Ozzy, Randy, and Rudy Starzo. There's another. There's a couple here. See, these are all real pictures. These are not, you know, cutouts or anything. There's Ozzy. I could care less. There's a good one of Randy. The real picture. It's not a, you know, someone. I can't remember who took most of these, but I mean, it's a long time ago, dude. You try remembering when you were like 12 or 13 and all that. But I have notes here. That. Most of you, I'm sure you've seen most of these. But I have the actual pictures. Then, as soon as, you know. Was it Neil? Neil might have taken them and given them to me. I can't remember. And then that one, and then that's my. When I first picked this up from Jackson, I went straight to San Bernardino and took a picture of it. So that's mine. It's a 1980. Does it say any of the information? 82, 83. San Dimas. And it was supposed to be. I told him I wanted all dots, all the dots all over the guitar. So I'm telling you, back in the day, you had to be very specific with the people in Jackson because they were, you know, pretty loose, man. They were from the 70s. So they gave me dots, even on the neck. This is a neck through. And they put, he goes, but you said you wanted dots everywhere. I go, not on the neck, you nitwit, but it's a great guitar. And says, you know, I got, you know, the little RR painted there. Randy Rhoads got a mirrored or a chrome truss rod cover. They did a very good job. Very proud of that. Never played it, though, live. The only person that's actually played that live is Randy Chambers. Rhoads to Oz, and they're playing tomorrow night at the Whiskey. 7:45. See, some of these pictures you probably recognize from, I don't know, I think that was in the tour book. I actually used this picture to paint my, or do my pastel. But these are just all these different pictures that I've collected over the years. And some of them I got from a friend of mine, Jeff. And I don't know which ones he wants me to show and which not. So here's another one of there, and here's one with, it's just the white. And so this is 97. So this is when I took that one. Okay, that's why. So that was the first, but it was actually when I went and picked this up, which is the Jackson.V, the third one. And then I had that, and I took a picture there. And of course, it's not on any day where anybody else would be there, so it's much more quiet, pleasant. And here, one of these, I actually, yeah, there we go. So there's another one of my Jackson V. And there. But here, I put them in. The guy said, do you want to put the guitars in there and take? I go, sure. So he opened the gate, and I put my guitar in there and took a picture of it. And then here's a picture of both guitars, both of mine, inside the Mausoleum, behind the gate, which I thought was cool. He let me sit there, and I'm like, this is weird. And then this is me a long time ago, but I still look the same. Yeah, that's 97-ish. You can tell by the shorts. And another picture of Randy, and then stuff. Like, I collected everything, like the models that came out. Yeah, all the rest is just... And I think I put... Oh, here's a disc. Yeah, just an Ozzy picture. I throw them in the back, because who cares about Ozzy, really? And there's a Rudy. And there's me. With my white Marshall. And I was about 17, I think. Yeah, you can see my little picture of Randy that I painted. There's Motley Crue poster, Too Fast for Love. Yeah, you can see the Randy pictures. And Yep, typical dude in the 70s, man, or the 80s. 83, 82, 83. There's there's me dressed up as Alice Cooper when I actually had hair. And my friend is a proctologist. That's where we went to a Halloween party as Alice Cooper and a proctologist. Don't know why. I didn't care. I was pretty lit up. Ozzy, who cares, Ozzy? I'm sorry for you guys that like Ozzy. I don't really like him that much. And I think that's it, yeah. So, there's the book, but the real main one is, see, I'm the guy that owns that picture. But I own it because my first wife, Margie, got it from the files of Burbank High. So I've already been talking a while. So, I'm going to give you a little rundown because I made a video called Rhoads and I. Well, it was shot for that documentary that may come out now that Mrs. Rose is gone. They're fighting. They got the book pushed through the courts because she's not there to fight it, and there's no sympathy from any judges anymore because of poor Mrs. Rhodes ripping her off. I mean, the documentary is horrible. It's horrendous. That little clip you see, a train wreck to whatever, with Chris Holmes, usually it's on YouTube. The documentary is shiced. It's crap. So, anyways, I used to see Randy all the time, driving around, or if I was riding my bike over to my friend's house. Brent, he lived on Andover, which was past Amherst, where Randy lived. I say the street now, I don't care. Kelly lives there, or Doug. So, I'd always pass there. Sometimes I'd see him, sometimes I wouldn't, but I'd just wave. I'd see him down at 7-Eleven. He'd always be getting a big gulp Dr. Pepper and an Abba Zaba. That's a candy bar with peanut butter and like toffee or some taffy or something like that. Not toffee, taffy. Abba Zaba. So peanut butter and taffy. It's called Abba Zaba. He'd always get one of those and a big gulp Dr. Pepper. So if you want to be like Randy, do that. And then chain smoke those little cigarettes that my aunt actually smokes. I took one of those and put it in my guitar case just so it... That was stupid. They smell horrifying. But anyway, so I'd see him around town, and one time, there's a picture, it's not in there, I don't know where the hell it is, where he's smiling. He's in his car, and he's smiling, and I stopped him right down there on Cypress and 6th. Right where my first wife used to live, in that corner there too. He stopped. I said, "Randy, smile." And he did a big smile, took a picture. I didn't know what I was doing. Developing room in a photo class, and I screwed it all up. And there you go. But that picture where he's smiling and it's really bad black and white, that's me too. And yeah, so I saw him a few times. So I took lessons from him. Then he got the gig with Ozzy. And then George Lynch came in. I said, no way, I can't stand the guy. Never liked him, still don't like him. He'd sit there and go, do wee and try to do Van Halen stuff. He was obsessed with being the next Eddie Van Halen, which was always George's problem, trying to be somebody else instead of himself. And he always had a horrible guitar tone, even in there. So I took one lesson and quit, and then Randy came back, and you can verify this through Joe Holmes, who played with Ozzy. He was one that took a few lessons when Randy came back the December or the holidays before the tour started, Diary of a Madman. So it was 81, November, December, I guess he was here, or something like that. And so I took a few lessons, mostly talking, but he did teach me. He taught me one of his songs, and I cannot. Oh, he taught me the easiest one. I go, just teach me the easiest song that you just recorded. He goes, and he taught me, Over the Mountain, just the. So I'll play you that, and I'll show you the first lick he taught me. Again, I've done this so many times. But he was very nice. I've got, this is what I could, there's a few things I know when people say, oh, I took lessons from him. Because Craig Turner took over for Randy when he was gone, and after, for a few years. And I took lessons from Craig for almost a year. And Craig was his top student. He was also the second next to Jakey Lee. Not George Lynch like he was. It was Jake, Craig Turner, and then everybody else. Because he was absolutely, he still is great, but he's more jazzy, kind of, he's into Alan Halsworth. I guess that's his problem. Sorry, Craig. But when people put out stuff, like even the recordings, they sound almost identical. And they were both small, very petite little dudes. And they sounded the same. Like, hi, Michael. I can't do it. I can't do that voice. But you've heard Randy when he, like, his acceptance thing. And there's a few, like, the D, oh, oops, do it again. There he actually sounds more like himself. Except when he was getting that new Best New Talent Award or whatever. He had kind of, that really shy sound, and I'm like, dude, come on, man, you're doing it. You're gonna take over Eddie Van Halen because you've been better than him. Eddie actually revolutionized everything, but technically, and for all the real guitar players, that doesn't count me. I'm just a fumbling guy that does whatever. Randy was like the guy. He knew what he was playing. He wasn't just making it up and, oh, this sounds correct, or this sounds about right. He knew exactly what he was doing. So that's what was so cool about Randy. So he was a nice guy. He was a very nice guy. And yes, if it wasn't for Brent taking me over there, I would have never taken lessons. So I got to give him credit for that. Other than that. But, and for having my Kiss pinball machine fixed, because he was gonna buy it and then he was just gonna try to steal the back glass, but I got it back, and so I have the Kiss pinball. And thanks to Axel, Axel actually signed his own Ted Nugent pinball machine, and then when I went down to get the back glass signed by Ted, because he knows me back from the day back 1983 when he came in, 84 when he came into Colleen's. I was working there, Clean Music in Burbank. Look it up. I had a Wonder Bar put on a Les Paul Standard, I think he had, and got it done in one day. Got it back to him, and he used it on whatever album that came out. Little Miss Dangerous, all that crap. That. So he says, "Yeah, you're my Burbank connection. I'll never forget you. You'll always be on the list." And I was for 20 years. Now I don't care. I don't go because it's just concerts I'm ready to go after the third song. I don't care who it is. I don't care. Kiss. When I went to see Motley Crue, I went 2 nights. The first night I left after the 5th song. And the second night I'm like, oh, just hurry. I'm not into it. But I go sometimes. Like tomorrow I'll go. It'll be a short little tribute. Boom. Anyways, Randy Rhoads. So at least he's back with his mom. And yes, I am a Christian. There's a big picture of Jesus Christ right here that everybody used to see, but you can't see anymore because of the new camera. So, but yeah, so I believe that they're together and that they're happy again. Because she was happy, but she wasn't happy. I mean, her son died. And he really was a great person, and and his sister Kathy, great person. I love her too. She's very nice, and her husband Richard, the guy.